This might be controversial, but I wanted to tell you because falling actually saved me. Have you ever had that moment in life when you weren't ready to break, but your knee said, I'm done? Because that's exactly what happened to me just a couple of months back. No, I wasn't crying, and I was not even emotional, and I was not dramatic. I was simply walking like a confident, empowered, nearly 60-year-old woman who still believes that she has the flexibility of a 25-year-old K-pop dancer. Then, pop! Not the K-pop, but it's my knee that popped. Just like that. No announcement, no warning, no countdown. 5, 6, 7, 8, surprise! And suddenly, I was on the floor, like a folding chair that was not locked properly. That's how I became. And right there came my first life lesson. At first, life will humble you, even when you're not asking for humility. Because you see, I've always been strong and independent, capable, the type who says, I can handle this. But at that moment, life trapped me on the shoulder and said, sit down, Rowena, now. And trust me, I did. Not because I wanted to, but because gravity made a decision for me. So people rush over to help me. Mom, are you okay? Don't move. Do you need water? Do you need ambulance? Call somebody or what? The only thing that's hurting me more during that time than my knee was my pride. Which leads to lesson number 2. Pride is heavier than anybody's weight. So you have to let it go. Because for so many years, I thought asking for help was a weakness. But that day, I learned that it's actually a strength to let people in when you're the one who cannot even stand up. My team ran over to me. 4 big men looking like Avengers. Except that instead of saving the world, their mission that time was to lift one Rowena. And one man said, Mom, we'll carry you. And I looked at him thinking, if you carry me and drop me, the whole mall will need a therapy. It will be embarrassing. So you see, even in pain, my PR instincts were working perfectly. Then finally, someone brought in a wheelchair. And while they pushed me slowly through the mall, because it happened in the mall, I felt like the main character in a season finale that nobody asked for. That's when I realized lesson number 3, that when life slows you down, maybe it's asking you to just look around. And when you did, you know what I saw? People who cared, people who helped, and people who didn't let me feel alone. Because sometimes you think that you carry the world alone, but when you fall, you discover who actually carries you. So after that whole scenario in the mall, I still drove myself home very slowly, very carefully, with one knee working and the other one filing for retirement. And when I reached Dubai, my son was already there waiting for me, like a movie scene in slow motion. And that moment gave me lesson number 4, that when you fall, the people who love you fall beside you. My daughters also came, my son-in-law came, all worried, all dramatic, all talking at the same time. And honestly, for that moment, I forgot about the pain. Because being surrounded by the people you love is the strongest painkiller. And I knew that. Then in the hospital came my time for the MRI. The technician looked at me like he was measuring my width and not my injury. And I looked right back to him and said, Sir, if I don't fit, please adjust the machine, not me. He didn't laugh, but I did, quietly, because laughing also hurt. And that's when lesson number 5 appeared. You see, you can be scared. You can be brave at the same time. You can be hurting, but you can still laugh. Courage doesn't mean no fear. It just means that you have to keep moving. You have to keep on smiling, even when it's uncomfortable. And finally, during the days when I had no choice but to slow down, when I was forced to rest. When I had to sit still, and I discovered my final lesson. Lesson number 6. Sometimes life brings you to your knee so your heart can kneel too. Kneel in humility. Kneel in gratitude. Kneel in the realization that you cannot and should not live alone. You have to be strong every day. You have to carry everything yourself, and sometimes being taken care of is also a form of strength. So here's what I learned after that fall. You can drop, but you can always rise. You can break, but you still belong. You can pop and still be whole. Because sometimes the fall isn't your failure, it's your awakening. A reminder that you are held, you are supported, and you are absolutely complete. And this is it. This is Rowena. This is raw, real, authentic, and worthy.